Hey there, and welcome to this week's edition of the Pack-A-Daily Circus Update. I'm your host, David Inark, and we've got quite a situation here, as we'll call it. Just to give you a recap, there was an issue where the computer basically took over everything and was making trades and moving players and ended up recruiting real players on various teams that we hadn't drafted yet from packs. So I got all that squared away, and then I ran the simulation to catch up since we hadn't done it since last week, and I apologize. Hopefully I'll be able to do that on a more regular basis where I can at least give you an idea as to what your team's doing. And I would like to get back into posting online where you can actually go in and see the player stats and search through and see what your players are doing. So far I have not had the opportunity to do that, so once I'm able to do that, then we'll get back in the swing of things with that. And allow me to mute my phone. We don't get interrupted by ESPN, although that was pretty good timing, right? Okay. All right, so to give you an idea here as to what we're facing, in the last update, we had, for example, over in the Uptown Funk League, in the Piccadilly division, Arp Smith was in first. Arp Smith and Prowling Cats were tied for first. Dominic FDNY and Aaron Rose were tied for second, and then Super Dupermen were bringing up the rear in the Piccadilly division. This time, now that everything has been cleaned up and managers have the correct players on their team and all that stuff, it's a big change. Prowling Cats move up to first place, so they take over the first place in the Piccadilly division. They are 8-4 as we sit right now. The Super Dupermen went from 2-4 up to 7-5, and they grabbed second place in Piccadilly. That's crazy. So congratulations to the Super Dupermen. Arp Smith falls down to third place, tied with Aaron Rose, and then Dominic FDNY slips to the bottom of the Piccadilly League. So as you can see, we've got major shakeups going on. I'll post these online. They're going to be a little hard to keep up with as I rip through 40 teams, but it's wow. All right, so over in Leicester, Play at the Plates was in first place last time. Now, with everything, the Wilsons, who were in fourth place, they move up and they took over the lead. They're 7-4 in the Leicester division. Then we have Captain Kirk's, Jennings 64. Play at the Plates falls to fourth, and then Thorzel still in the bottom. They are 1-10. Thorzel, man, dude, you're gonna have to get something going here, man. Whew, that's tough. That is some tough stuff. In Punto Obelisco, Alex All-Stars were number one last update, and they are still number one here. No change for them. The Juliet Convicts move up to second place. Stealing Home in third. Thoughts and Socks are in fourth. Stealing Home and Thoughts and Socks, they are tied for third, and then Madding's bringing up the rear in Punto Obelisco. In the Bakerloo division, the Tribe Cards are still leading. I assure you that's not going to last. But anyway, I'll take it now. It works. I'll take it, right? But the Tribe Cards are 8-4. Bo Rosny's in second place. GCRL's in third. And Saitama Sushi are in fourth place, and Sox Fan for Life bringing up the rear. Looking at last time's stats, that actually did not change at all. So in the Bakerloo division, we had no changes. Taking a look in the Downtown Groove in Green Park division, Eastern Virginia Mutts, they are still leading. This time around, they're 8-3. The Kazi's move up from last place to second, 5-6. Rounding it out, we've got the Night Owls and RJ Breezes tied, and then Idaho Astros bringing up the bottom of the pack in the Green Park division for the Downtown Groove. In the Oxford Circus division, Illinois Jafranius, they move up from second to first, and that's followed. In fact, they're tied for first with the Jacksonville Jobu, and then tied for second, Captain Canucks and Pennsylvania BCs. And then we have the Peters EJs are in last place in Oxford Circus, but really it's pretty close. The Jafranius and Jobu are tied with a 6-5 record. Canucks and BCs are tied with a 5-6 record, and then the Peters EJs are 4-7. So they're just 2 games behind the lead. That is a very tight-knit division. That's looking pretty good. Then next we've got the Lily Whites, and the Ventura County Royals are in first place. They are jumping from last to first in that division in just 1 week's time, or a little over a week's time. Backstop Cards and the Balking Dead are tied for second. Then Cobb County Super Chickens are in fourth. And where were they last? I'm just curious. They were in second last time, so they have fallen. And then the Enamel Rods bring up the bottom of that pack. Those teams are all relatively close. The Enamel Rods, even though they're in last in that division, they're just 2.5 games out, so pretty close. It's looking good. In Caring Cross, the New Jersey Hadsels, they move up to first place, taking over from Nacho Grandes. And then Nacho Grandes slips to second place. T.S. Henson's in third. The Northampton Therapists in fourth. And then the Kentucky Quarries finish out that division. They are 4-8. They're 5.5 games out of first place. The farthest deficit are the Thorzels at 1-10. They're 6 games behind the Wilsons. That's tough. It's going to be a hard road to make up. In other news, again, I'll post these online, and you can take a peek at those. We've had our first draft, and in fact, really, the first actual season draft is kind of what brought to light some of the other weird stuff that was going on. So hopefully that's squared away. Then we've got this draft that'll be coming up. We'll run that one, and this is the first draft that's got no skunk enacted. And so the first players, the first managers involved with no skunk are Aaron Rose and Prowling Cats. So what's really, I think anyway, what's really cool about this is Aaron Rose gets her first pick guaranteed as long as she picks somebody. She gets them. And then the Prowling Cats, if they don't pick the same person, then they'll get their first pick. If, however, they happen to pick the same person, then they get their second pick. So guaranteed no skunk as long as you pick at least 2 people. The rest of us who are in the bottom of the pile, and I'm in there with the rest of you, that is, we're just going to be random, and we're fair game. What happens, happens. And so I have got that list, and I believe I posted it in one of the recent updates. So you can look at that, figure out where your team falls or where your favorite team falls if you're just following along. And you can see where they fall in the no skunk. And so I'm hoping that this kind of alleviates some of the issues that we have with the random doling out of draft picks. Next season, as I had mentioned before, we're actually going to start much earlier. I'd like to have the players drafted for all the teams before the season starts. And what that will also do is that will start, since the drafting is going to start earlier, I will take the results of this season's teams, and we will do and I don't know if this works in baseball or not, to be honest. I don't really know how the draft works. But you know how in football, if you were dead last, you get first pick and all the way down. That's exactly how I plan to run this next season. So you will know what the no skunk order is for as much of the season as that takes. And then after that, it's random again. And that's the same thing with this season. If you or when the No Skunks play out. There will still be, I think, a couple of weeks left after the No Skunks are finished, and we go back to a straight random. Sorry, that's just the way it's going to be. But plenty of packs, plenty of players still to go. So it's looking pretty good on that front. Outside of that, I think that's about it. If there's something else, I'll post it online. Stop by tribecards.net. I have not forgotten. I'm still coming up with an in-video contest for a free code, and the winner will get a code to have their own game of OOTP 16. So that's going to be cool, and I've got that coming up soon. You keep you guessing, right? But I appreciate you tuning in. Again, stop by tribecards.net, and thanks for hanging out and playing along with the Pack-A-Daily Circus. See ya.